about the limitations of being human. They are not talking about the possibilities of being human, isn't it? If we are the most intelligent species on the planet, if we are the most capable species on the planet, should we be talking about our possibilities or should we be talking about our limitations? Whenever anybody writes or says, oh, we are human, they are always referring to their limitations, never to the possibilities of being human. This is because the most fundamental things have not been taught in our education systems. How to handle your thought and your emotion. Your psychological drama has gone out of control. It's a badly directed drama, believe me. If it was a well-directed drama, you would take it to the conclusion that you want, isn't it? Because it's a badly directed drama, just about anybody can take charge of it. Who is the director of your psychological drama? Just about anybody, isn't it? Anybody can make it into a tragedy.
Another would be, and I don't know if you've ever had any interaction with Kyle Maynard. Kyle Maynard's a fascinating guy. He was born a congenital quad amputee, so he has his arms and before the elbows and his legs before the knees. Nonetheless, he is in the National Wrestling Hall of Fame, like collegiate wrestling, and is the first person to ever climb Mount Kilimanjaro without prosthetics. So he military crawled the entire mountain. He's such a stud. And he was taught by a CEO at one point. The CEO used this for hiring, but you can use it for anything. This particular CEO, very successful, would have his current employees rank prospective employees from 1 to 10. And that's not interesting by itself. His rule was you can't use 7. So I want you to rank them from 1 to 10, you can't answer 7. And what ends up being so beautiful about that and leveraged is that 7 is a safe number. It's kind of like the non-offensive Switzerland of answers. It's not committal, it's not too bad, so you can wiggle out of it. Whereas if you're choosing a 6, that's barely passing. That's not good. If it's an 8, you're indicating you are pretty stoked, like you're vouching.
He forced them to make a decision.
Exactly, so you can…
I love it.
1 to 10, no 7. And so I've used that, and Kyle has used it for, say, invitations
decisions, right?
for anything, invitations to conferences, invitations to coffee, whatever it might be. It's like
Decisions in life.
Michael asks, why did you give up medicine to be a pro photographer? To be clear, I never gave up medicine. I hit the ripcord, the eject, the launch, the whatever. I aborted, I dropped out, I quit. Specifically because I was chasing something that somebody else wanted for me, something that not just my parents, not just my family, but I felt like what society expected of me. I literally remember asking people like, oh, what should I do when I grow up? As you're experimenting and thinking about this as a young person. And like, well, you're smart, you get good grades, you're a hard worker, you should be a doctor, because that's what people who are hardworking and smart do. Be a doctor or a lawyer, you make good money. And literally that was the societal frame that I was given. I'm done with this water. I don't know why I still hold on to that water. And I think that's horrible. It's catastrophic. If we could change one thing with our culture, I think a great start, maybe not the end-all be-all, but would be encouraging people to do the thing that they love, that they feel like they were put on this earth to do. That's what I did. And believe me, I'm making it sound like it was easy. It was so hard. I spent years and years doing what other people wanted me to do, and I had to grow a pair and do a lot of soul searching in here and figure out that, A, figure out what I wanted to do, and then B, have the heart to do that thing. And I feel like I'm a very confident, hardworking person who had a lot going on, middle-class upbringing. I can't say that I had this a childhood built with struggle, and it was hard for me to break through the clutter and do the thing that I was supposed to do. So for those folks who were disadvantaged, came from a single-family home or a single-parent home, or God, there's a million challenges. I can only imagine how hard it is. So long answer, but it was very hard for me to not pursue medicine, but dear God, if I could change one thing, I would help people find their passion.
The road to the bag is definitely tied to your team and the company that you keep. If you are surrounding yourself with different energies that's not on the same wavelength as you, if they not praying for you, inspiring you, supporting you, or showing you a better way, remove them immediately. Or you can take them to church. Pray for them, take them to church, but you can't help them get there though. You got to take care of yourself. You know what it's called? It's like we talked about the other day. It's like being on an airplane and the thing come down. You got to take care of yourself first. You know what I'm saying?
Put the mask on.
Put the mask on. Really take some time and really look at who you're surrounding yourself with. Look who's to the left and to the right of you. Are they like-minded? Are they disciplined? Are they pushing you forward? It's so simple for us to solve this. A lot of the hardest problems are so easy to solve. We just have to take those steps with your heart and be mindful of that. Because trust me, that energy is going to affect you. If you're around thugs and gangsters, you're going to be in jail. If you're around cats talking negative, you're going to be negative. If you're around some brokenness, you're going to be broke.
Preach, Puff.
If you're around some money, if you're around God and some money, you on your way. You on your way. You on your way. I want to make some money. I can't really be successful by myself. I need other people around me, so you are as great as your team.
Challenge of a problem or the importance isn't that related to how likely you are to achieve it. And in fact, even when you go after a more ambitious goal, even if you fail to achieve that one, all the side effects that come along the way can be that much more rewarding and significant in their own right. And so, I feel lucky that I fell into doing something that I feel really matters, getting people information around the world about anything. I wish there was a way to convey that to the world at large. Obviously, all of you already have this religion, but it's very rewarding when you work on something you think is going to make a big difference. And yeah, it's a little bit harder, but I think the passion that one might bring with it brings so much more energy to that you're more likely to succeed.
Do not make any decisions based on money. None. It's the worst way to make a decision, which I know is so hard to say. I mean, I didn't grow up with any money, and I know so many of us our families have a lot at stake. They've put a lot into us, made a lot of sacrifices for us. And you say you don't have the luxury of doing that, but I actually think you do. You will be more successful if you make decisions based upon what is going to feed your soul, make you feel valued, validated, have you waking up in the morning and racing to work, whatever it might be. And I can tell you, after a short amount of time, money will not be enough. At the end of the day, a bigger paycheck is another suit or more real estate, more square footage. That's what it comes down to. You end up with another room and a fuller closet. And after a while, that's not going to do it.